And it's been pretty unsettled of late, but as we look towards the next couple of days, high pressure is building. Something drier and something brighter on the horizon. I'll be back with all the details.
It's sort of, in my head, I sort of link him with a very, very different era, but he's actually only 71. And I'll do a couple of, it's Sir Michael Caine, his birthday tomorrow, actually. So congratulations to all these birthdays.
82.
Sir Michael Caine is...
Oh, I'm going to say 85.
I said 82.
Oh, he's a wonderful 88. Ah. And a couple of these nods to the rugby, which is, of course, happening today. England are playing Phil Vickery, who is 45, who is known as the Raging Bull, who played for England, who was a prop around the time when England won the World Cup. Just mentioning that.
Yes.
Out of interest, when England won, England won the World Cup.
I feel slightly awkward in the middle, I must say.
By way of balance, Ryan Jones, who is, of course, the captain of Wales, I believe. It's his birthday today as well, 40.
Well, you know what, you two? It's actually my birthday on Tuesday. So why don't we play this game with me? How old do you think I was on Tuesday? It's a dangerous game, this.
52.
52! Oh, my God. Bye, everyone. I'm leaving. That's it.
Bounce off, darling.
So I'm going to take your challenge seriously, and I'm going to say...
Makes you think I didn't.
...that you are...
Oh, I like the sound of that.
31.
It must be the great lighting in the studio. I was 37.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Not 52, Naga, but...
Don't look at me. I'm not going to say that thing which you want me to say. Oh, you look so young.
No, I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing all right. You know, it's been pretty unsettled over the past 24 hours. We are going to see a bit of a change as we look towards this coming week. It'll take its time, but we'll get there. That's how it's looking, you two.
As long as we get there, I'm happy.
Oh, me too. Can't wait.
See you later.
See you later, both.
80 minutes past 6 then.
How important it is just to get out even for a few minutes, walk around the block or just get some air, because you never know who you might bump into at a distance, of course. And just to smile at someone, it makes a huge difference, doesn't it? In slow motion.
We're going to take a look at former cricket umpire Dickie Bird, and he's just such a character, isn't he? So you can imagine, like, he's one of those people that just bounces off company and is such good company. So it's been really interesting. Take a look how he's been coping. Mike, thanks very much.
Yeah, so we're talking about the former cricket umpire Dickie Bird. He actually lives alone and has been shielding for 12 months now.
And he says he's battled with loneliness, but he's had a strict exercise regime to help.
Get out of the house.
Just chatting can make all the difference to someone's day.
I've enjoyed you coming today. We always have a good laugh, Ian. Oh, we always have a good laugh at a joke, don't we? It made my day.
Dickie will get his second COVID vaccination this weekend and is determined to be back out and about as soon as he can. Ian White, BBC News in Barnsley.
That is so lovely. So lovely.
Such a cool guy.
Yeah, and also, he's got a lovely garden. He's got a lovely garden.
Make use of it. And you know what? Notice it doesn't matter if it's windy, it's wet, wear the right clothes, get out there. That's what we've had to do the last few days.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been very windy, though. I nearly lost my wig.
Now, that would be so traumatic, wouldn't
it? Can you imagine? It's not a wig, by the way. But you know what? There's so much hairspray in it.
Well,
it's
you say
almost
that.
Completely synthetic.
You say that.
Yeah, well.
I've seen it jiggle.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Need to get some self-adhesive tape on it. You know what, everyone? We've had some fabulous Weather Watchers pictures of late, and actually the winter's given us Weather Watchers pictures which are perfect, really. We have perfect photo opportunities. And now it's time to pick your favourite in our Weather Watchers pick of the season. Now, there are 10 stunning pictures to choose from. If you go to the Weather Watcher website, which is bbc.co.uk/weatherwatchers, you can browse them and you can select your favourite as well. Now, the terms and privacy notice are available through the site, and you can choose your favourite one up until 11:59 tomorrow night. So there we go, bbc.co.uk/weatherwatchers, the place to go. And speaking of nice pictures, we've had a couple this morning, actually, because we're starting to see things brightening up now. Having said that, it's been pretty unsettled, hasn't it, really, over the past 24 hours. We've seen some thunderstorms, hail in the mix as well, and then to something that looks a bit more like this as high pressure builds, so drying up and brightening up as well, both.
Thanks very much, Owain.
Thank you.
Let's see, time now is 6:44. There's still hope of a vigil in Sarah's memory today, despite a knockback at the High Court.
month to mark 1 year since the start of the first coronavirus lockdown.
Twickenham.
And it's been pretty unsettled of late, but as we look towards the next couple of days, high pressure is building. Something drier and something brighter on the horizon. I'll be back with all the details.
The Duchess of Sussex has made a complaint to the broadcasting regulator Ofcom about Piers Morgan.
The presenter resigned from ITV's Good Morning Britain early this week after saying he didn't believe a word the Duchess said in her interview with Oprah Winfrey. The Duchess spoke about having suicidal thoughts and said she got no support from the royal family.
Time now, 8 minutes past 7.
So, it's a he, obviously. Anyone could see that. 6 foot tall, there we go, 6 foot tall after, what is it, just seven days or thereabouts. It's called a Rothschild giraffe, highly threatened in the wild. Their numbers have halved in recent years. Just checking out the trees.
What made you assume he was a she?
I don't know,
Pretty?
it's just kind
Pretty?
of, just sort of...
Big eyes?
Newly born,
long
just,
eyelashes?
I don't know, there's no good reason for that, I just said it, so, you know, it happens.
Well, you had a 50-50
And I was wrong.
chance. You had
And I
a
was wrong.
50-50 chance of being right, didn't you?
But I'll make sure we put out a correction in the next hour. 9 minutes past 7. My apologies to all
Giraffes
who've been offended by what I just said. What did I say the time was? 10 minutes past 7. Let's move on.
I'm sweating.
We'll have all the sport, by the way, with Mike, and of course, all the updates. Owain has the weather today for us. Keep you updated on the weather, no matter what you're doing.
Now, Boris Johnson and other political leaders across...
Let's see, time now is 17 minutes past 7. It's a Saturday weekend coming up, Owain. Paint us a picture.
Well, it's changing really, Charlie, as we look towards next week. It's been pretty unsettled over the past 24 hours. We've had some weather watchers pictures in. Look at this robin, looking a bit windswept. I think this sort of paints a picture as to what we're likely to see over the weekend, actually. We're hanging on to those strong winds. We'll see further showers. We saw gusts overnight, actually, of 60, 70 miles per hour. It's brightening up and it's settling down, and that's because of this. An air condition, something brighter as well, but for now it's still quite wet and windy. That's how it's looking both.
Owain, thanks very much. I quite like the idea of dry weather wrapping around wet weather.
Yes.
Because it doesn't seem... it seems counterintuitive.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Because you'd think wet weather would wrap around something dry. It would be easier.
Yeah, well, that's what we're seeing today. So.
I liked it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Time now is 21 minutes past 7.
Now, today marks 25 years since 16 children and their teacher were killed. Sarah, always good to catch up. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah Jarvis. Have a lovely Saturday. Have a lovely weekend. Who knows what the weather will bring, eh?
Owain knows. Well, he says he knows.
We'll find out in the next 2.5 minutes.
Well, we'll see. Well, no, we'll find out after the weekend if you were right.
Yeah, exactly. That sort of retrospective analysis.
There you go. That's exactly what I'm about.
Fabulous. One thing I can absolutely be certain of is that we've seen very, very strong winds overnight. Let's have a look at those wind gusts then, everyone. We got 99 mile per hour gusts at Needles Old Battery overnight. So, you know, that I don't think this robin enjoyed this morning, and more of the kind of blue sky and sunshine as we move through towards the middle of this upcoming week as that high pressure firmly establishes itself. So things are settling down. Temperatures probably staying quite similar, really, but at least hopefully both we're going to see a bit of sunshine.
Well, I thought you'd know.
Well, 100%. Let me say that with more confidence. I can tell you we're going to see more sunshine.
That's what I
That's
think.
it.
You know that's going to be
it.
clipped up, don't you?
Yes, yeah. And used against you for the rest of the next 2 days.
100%.
It's all down. It's all done.
Thanks, Owain.
7:50 the time. Every week, BBC News presenter Ros Atkins takes an in-depth look at one of the issues in the news.
By beating France at Twickenham.
And it's been pretty unsettled of late, but as we look towards the next couple of days, high pressure is building. Something drier and something brighter on the horizon. I'll be back with all the details.
Can allow women, enable women to protect themselves, how we can stop men from doing this.
Caroline Oakes, thank you very much. Caroline Oakes, MP. And Jamie Klinger, thank you for your time this morning. Jamie Klinger was one of those who was seeking to organise the vigil today, which has, as we've established this morning, now been cancelled.
The time now is 19 minutes past 8. Let's find out what's happening with the weather this weekend. Morning, Owain.
Hello, both. Good morning. We've had some pretty blustery conditions overnight, and we'll continue to see that sort of thing as today unfolds as well. That's because we have an area of low pressure nearby. Some Weather Watchers pictures that I've been perusing this morning showing big waves along coastal parts, but, we are starting to see a bit of brightness as well. So, it's not a complete write-off. Having said that, overnight, with gusts between 60 and even 99 miles per hour there at Needles Old Battery, area of high pressure to build. So as the jet stream sort of shimmies up towards the north, the high will build and the weather will settle down. So we will see a big change as we move through the next couple of days into next week. I think Monday and Tuesday, a bit of a transition period. What we'll probably see is some cloud and some rain on Monday and Tuesday. But then from midweek onwards, hopefully for a couple of days at least, it'll be drier, it'll be brighter. And, fingers crossed, we'll see a bit of sunshine as well. I'll keep you posted, of course. That's how it's looking. Back to you two.
I love it when that jet stream shimmies away.
Oh, when it shimmies, it's the best thing, isn't it?
Always. Owain, thank you.
Thank you.
8:22, he was the magic teddy bear that became a cartoon favourite for children in the 1980s now.
Love his energy.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got a tracksuit on, out there.
Dressed for the weather, absolutely. Owain's got the weather.
Hello.
It's always good to kind of just get it right. That's why we watch you, to just get it right when we're allowed. We're allowed to go out for walks, meet a friend.
Absolutely.
What are we wearing this weekend?
Well, I think an extra layer would not go amiss this weekend. Okay. And an extra layer of the freehold hairspray, of course. Very important, because it's been very windy. In all seriousness, we've seen gusts overnight in places, 99 miles per hour. So these are potentially damaging gusts. But the good news I have for you, everyone, is that the winds will gradually ease now as we progress through the next couple of days. Anyway, a cloudy start there in Pontypridd this morning, but some of us are seeing the sunny spells developing. But along coastal parts, yes, there are still big waves because of those strong winds. Now, very slowly, we're moving into something more settled as we look through towards next week. But yes, the jet stream is on the move, everyone. It's been plonked over the UK over the past couple of days, but very gradually, as we move through this coming week, you notice it's moving up towards the north. In doing so, it's allowing for high pressure to build, and high pressure, of course, equals something more settled and drier conditions. Now, we'll get to that. It'll take a bit of time. I think Monday and Tuesday probably cloudy with further spells of rain. Then it brightens up a bit as we move through towards the middle of the week as that high pressure builds. But of course, I'll keep you posted. That's how it's looking both.
Thanks very much, Owain.
Thank you.
Time now, 8:51 after. Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Naga Chetty and Charlie State.
Our headlines today.
To take place tonight. It's not going to happen. That has changed. And I'm just mindful as we speak to you, Charlotte, looking behind you, and all morning, we've seen so many people just passing by, many of them just placing flowers.
Yes, lots of people actually have been out and about, I think, on their kind of daily walk or their exercise and bringing flowers with them. And you can see the tributes really are growing here. I think this area has become a bit of a focal point.
Cases have been rising steadily with more than 25,000 new infections reported each day. Our Rome correspondent, Mark Lowen, has this report.
It's just over a year since Italy imposed the world's first national lockdown of the pandemic. Now, the first country in the West to be overwhelmed by COVID is in a third wave.
First of its kind in the UK.
10 minutes past 9 is the time. Owain has the weather for us. Morning.
Hello,
how are you doing?
You too. Good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Hoping that it's not so blustery this weekend.
Well, unfortunately, that situation is going to stay with us, but only for now. There's a change on the way. So I'm going to just tease you with that for a moment. We'll get to the actual change in just a second. It has been really blustery over the past 24 hours. We've seen gusts of 60, 70, up to 99 miles per hour, actually, on the Isle of Wight overnight. And we're seeing those big waves along coastal parts. Now, we're probably going to hang on to that today and tomorrow. But then we'll start to see the change that I mentioned earlier. Brighter weather, it's good news for you, because that's what high pressure tends to bring us. And we'll certainly be seeing more of that over the coming days as we move through towards the middle of next week. So I think Monday and Tuesday, a bit of a transition from what we're seeing now, the wet and windy weather, into something more settled. But of course, we'll keep you posted. That's how it's looking both.
Thanks very much, Owain.
Thank you.
It is 13 minutes past 9 Saturday morning. So it is 9:43.
It's time to find out what's happening with the weather with Owain. Morning.
Morning, you two. We are seeing a bit of a transition, over the next couple of days from what we're seeing now, which is wet and windy, to something much more settled. So I think that's good news for most of us, isn't it? And we've seen some pretty big waves along coastal parts overnight and through this morning as well. This weather watcher picture just got in, actually. I've been looking through the folder. Thank you for that one. That's Porthcawl in Bridgend, and wind gusts overnight. We got to 99 miles per hour in places. So, of course, they're damaging gusts. These aren't nice winds. But the good news is, I suppose, is as we cast an eye upon next week, we are looking at something much more settled weather-wise, everyone. We'll get to that in just a second. There's your headline, blustery showers this weekend, but plenty of sunny spells in the mix as well. Still quite a windy one, but we're going from this sort of situation to hopefully something that's a little bit brighter over the next couple of days, and we'll start to see sunny spells developing. The jet stream is in motion, and when the jet stream moves up towards the north, as it's about to do, it allows for a bit of a change in our weather. Now, what we're going to see is an area of high pressure building. I've been mentioning low pressure a lot over the last couple of days, which means unsettled weather. But with high pressure moving towards us, essentially it means that things are going to brighten up and sunshine is on the cards. I can't promise wall-to-wall blue sky, everyone, but we're going to see some of that at least. And it'll be a quieter weather story with more in the way of brightness. So that's how it's looking, both.
Looking fabulous. Do you remember, when was it? Last week, week before, we were talking about the Wombles. We're thinking about...
Yes.
Because you didn't know the Wombles, did you?
I didn't know the Wombles, no.
Did you know Super Ted? I know you last week was your birthday, so you might have just...
I remember Super Ted, because Super Ted was Welsh, wasn't it, initially?
Yeah, Welsh creator. Yeah. Best friend, Spotty.
Yes.
And it's one of those things, defines your childhood. How would you feel if he came back?
If Super Ted came back, I'd be delighted. Yeah, nostalgic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love a bit of nostalgia.
Wonderful. He had a great cape, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah.
Well, there's a reason I'm talking to you about it. Trust me.
No, it's great. I love it. I'm fully on board.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, he was a teddy bear with magic powers.
Yes.
Cartoon favourite children in the 1980s. Now Super Ted, yes, is being brought back to life.
More than 35 years since his last adventure, his creators are working to recreate the show for a new audience. Tomas Morgan has the story. RuPaul's Drag Race UK is now available on the BBC iPlayer, so you can watch all the episodes ahead of the final. Of course, as Charlie said, is on Thursday.
Yeah, I hope the weather is good for you across the weekend. Of course, everyone enjoying just a little bit more freedom, depending a little bit on where you are across the UK. Whatever you're doing, hope you have a lovely weekend.
Bye-bye.